see. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Oh, hello, Trix Young. How you doing? Oh, just waiting on some more people to come in. This is basically our first live stream, so good. It's just hot. Uh, had to work today, and it was really hot there today. See, actually, I'm actually on about 5 minutes earlier than what I said I would be on, so that might be one of the reasons. I was I was gonna try and get up here and get everything set up, and I actually fell asleep. And I was gonna try and give myself at least a half hour to get up here and figure everything out. And when I woke up, it was like 20 after 5, my time, depending on wherever you're from. Um, and I was gonna go live at 5:30 my time. Hello? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, they when we went to work this morning, they said the heat index was gonna be 110. So yeah, it's a hot one. And then while we was at work, we found out our youngest daughter actually got into an accident, but it was nothing serious. Uh, she was going up to an area called Pine Lakes, and one car got into an accident, and another car, and then that bumped into the car she was in. She just got shook up a little bit, and nothing to worry about. But yeah, so she ended up having to go to the hospital. They talked her into just getting checked out. Like I said, she was fine. And my wife Margie, she went up there to get her. Otherwise, I think Margie might have joined us on this. So, but yeah, we were. It was like I think we found out at least an hour and a half before we got off work. But yeah, she's fine. She's fine. Where she's at, it's where Margie grew up. So Margie's mom actually went to see and make sure she was fine. They said, yeah, she was just a little shaken up, a little scared what happened, but otherwise, no bruises, no broken bones. She's doing good. Hey, RVing, how you? So, yeah, so I've got like some big news. I don't know if you've checked out any of my channel yet, but there's like a few things that are coming up, and I'm just kind of waiting on some more people to come in because I don't want to break news and then have to break it over again. So if there's anything, I mean, if you got any questions for me, I'm like an open book. I'll tell you about almost anything. We're doing really good, really good. Other than what I just said, but it's nothing big. We found out our youngest daughter just happened to be in an accident, and she's got no bruises, nothing's wrong with her. They just talked her into going to the hospital to get checked out. But it was two cars got into an accident, and then one of the cars bumped into the car that she was in. But other than that, she's fine. She's fine. It's just she's 19 years old and she still doesn't have a driver's license, and one of the reasons is she got into an accident with her sister and that scared her. So I don't know what this is gonna do now because I've been trying to get her to drive. So, but hopefully this doesn't discourage her anymore from getting her driver's license. So, oh, by the way, I don't know if you've seen any of my videos where it's just me like this on cam. That's my green screen. So, it's kind of boring. It's not like everybody else, you know, where they have all kinds of stuff up here. I have a green screen. And if I can use it on streaming, I don't know how. Maybe it's something I'll look into. Like I said, this is our first streaming. Oh, awesome, awesome. Yeah, yeah. 19 years old. I don't know if you know this. I have another daughter she'll be 25 here soon. And she works at Walt Disney World. So, she's been down at Walt Disney World working for about 2 years. She started out in the Disney College program. And she started out in housekeeping and the Polynesian, and she didn't like that at all. But what she did like was within 3 months she made like $2,000 in tips. So, but she ended up getting part-time and she got into attractions, and she worked in I can't think what it's called. It's the one where they tell the story of Belle. She was there for a long time. And then, and now she's actually working over at It's a Small World and Peter Pan's Flight. She is trying to get trainer and coordinator there. So, and her name's Heaven. So, basically, if you happen to go down there and you're in that area and you see a short little blonde and you see her name tag says Heaven, hopefully she won't forget her name tag, because then it'll probably say something completely else. We found out they kind of do that down there. Is if you forget your name tag, everybody gets the one same name tag. It's like a unisex name. So, and we've actually, when we was down there before, we was with her and we walked in and some guy had a name tag on, and Heaven looked at him and says, "Is that really your name?" He goes, "No, I forgot my name tag." She said, "Yeah, that's what I thought." So, but, let's see. Actually, yeah, I've been going on this live stream longer than what I was gonna say. I said I was gonna start at 5:30 once, like I said. Oh, well, I'm going to be there possibly in just a few short weeks. Just myself. My wife and daughter aren't going to go. I'm going to go down there. So, and instead of staying at a resort, I'll be staying on her couch. So, but, let's see, we'll give it till 5:45, and I'll start talking about what kind of things is going to be going on, what kind of news we got going on for our channel, and just normal. I mean, why we're in here, of course, you know, same thing. Everything's the same as if you were watching one of the other channels. Let's see. I'm not going quite that late. I'll be going earlier. But then we got some other things going on, and we're kind of excited about it. I guess one thing I can tell you, if you have watched, you see that we go to a lot of different places around Indiana, Ohio. We've been over to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we try to do all kinds of stuff. We have been picking up little souvenirs any place that they have them, and what we've been doing is we're going to end up making a box, and once we get enough stuff, we are going to have a giveaway, and we'll send the entire box. So we've been picking up like keychains, all just different kinds of stuff you would see for souvenirs, and of course they have the name of like the place that we were there. It has something to do with the place that we were at, and just little things, and then we'll probably throw one big thing in from somewhere that we went. But that is one of the pieces. That is one of the parts that I wanted to tell everybody about, was that we are looking at doing a giveaway. And I probably actually will, once we get it all together, I'll do a video and telling everybody what they need to do to enter the giveaway. But that is one of the things. Right now, we still don't have enough to give away, so we're going to have to go and do some more. Unfortunately, this weekend, I don't even have anything really planned. And normally I already got something planned for the weekend to record, to put out on Monday and Wednesday. Well, what it was is where we work, they gave us some down days, and you had a choice of using your vacation or just going without pay, and we chose to go without pay, and it kind of hit us a little hard. So what I'm looking for is something really cheap. Two different things. I think I might have one which is more on the historical side. So it's probably going to run into, I don't know if you've seen our playlist, the Underground Railroad side. And then I've been looking around for something else. So there was a toy and comic show I was looking at, but it looks like it's going to be a little too far away to go to. Oh, yeah. Let's see. The last time we went to Disney was... I'm trying to think. When was it? I'm thinking it was just last year. I don't think we haven't been there this year. We were going to go during that time that we were supposed to have that downtime. There's a reason why I'm going this next time, which I'll tell you here in just a little bit. And then we're trying to plan to go at the 1st of December. So, well, first or second week of December. Which, at that time, which it doesn't matter for us, but the dining plan is going to be free during that time. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get the dining plan because we'll get our tickets from our daughter. So, and I don't know what resort we're going to be staying at. If I had to guess, it'll probably be either like Pop Century or one of the All-Star resorts. Yeah, we are on Twitter. Yep. But it's not Addy Family Adventures. It'll be Addy Family Adventure, no S. So, and we are on Instagram. So we haven't got much on there, like I said. Our channel's been around maybe a little over 2 years. We did a few videos, and where where we work at, they went. We were working overtime, and we were working Saturdays, so we really really wasn't even getting time to go do anything. And then after we stopped doing overtime, we just didn't return to it. And I don't know what it was. Something maybe decide, hey, let's go do this again. And one of the first videos that we did was from the place I grew up at. And we had found out that there was a school just north of the city that I grew up at, about 6 miles. Wait a minute, south, 6 miles south. And it was an old school back in the 1800s where they would educate anyone, no matter of their race or gender. And I mean, this was like before the Civil War. So it's actually a part of the Underground Railroad. I had no idea that was it. And I talked to people that was from where I grew up, and a lot of them didn't even know it was there. So I actually got a lot of views on that one right away. And so we, that started us off. Basically the people we watch that kind of inspires us. Oh, thank you, RVing. Thank you. One of the people that inspires us is we watch like the Tim Tracker and Adam the Woo. And so a lot of the times, we're not that close to Disney World, of course. I mean, we live in Indiana, so. But Heaven does make a video for us. She's been telling us she's going to make a video for us once every month. She just started that. If you check out, there's Heaven and Friends Cool Off at Typhoon Lagoon. So, and it's really good. I was really proud of her. I thought she did a really good job. She edited it and everything. All I did was when she sent it to me, I just added just a few things from the channel, and then that was it. So she did really good with that. So, let's see. We got we'll give it 3 more minutes. All right. Thank you, RVing. Thank you. But, yeah, our family, yeah, it's, I hear people talking about how they're big Disney families, and it runs all the way up to my mom. So, let's see, we have a dining room that's completely covered in Disney stuff. But if you go to my mother's house, my mother has her own bedroom that is just filled with Disney stuff, and then the living room is just filled with Disney stuff. She's got a hutch that's filled with Disney stuff, a bookshelf that's built in the wall that's filled with Disney stuff. It's just all over the place. But yeah, that's always been something. Always been a big fan of Star Wars. So when Disney bought Star Wars, I was kind of excited about it. I know a lot of people were kind of afraid. And the movies, I do like the movies. The last one I wasn't too fond of, but the first time I watched it, I wasn't too fond of it. The second time I seen it, I'm like, all right, I kind of understand what they're doing, but unfortunately, it's not my favorite. It's probably, when it comes to the other Star Wars stacks up to it, it comes in dead last. I really think they missed out on a lot of opportunities on that movie. But another thing that really big with us is we're Chicago Cubs fans. So we love the Chicago Cubs. Haven't been to Wrigley Field in a long time, but we did go see the Cubs play in Cincinnati against the Cincinnati Reds, and of course they lost when we went to see them. But so we got 2 more minutes. And let's see. Anything else? Anything anybody wants to know? But this is so on our videos there we were doing about 3 videos a week, and on the weekend it's kind of hard to get to the point where you're doing 3 videos. And so what I decided was a lot of the people I started seeing, I started noticing that they're live streaming. So I thought, you know, I could do 2 videos and live stream on Fridays. So there was a video yesterday, but I decided to do a trailer for our channel. So that's what it is. It's a 2-minute video, just kind of a trailer for our channel. But, yeah. I mean, like I said, to me, I think we're getting better. I can really go back and look through. I try different things. One of my favorite things to do when it comes on videos is editing. I really like editing. Sometimes I make some good decisions. Sometimes I try something and it doesn't always work out. We just went to the Dayton Air Force Museum. And I wanted to add music, but I wanted to make the music where you could just hear it behind the talking. And for some reason, what I was editing on, it sounded like that. But once it came out, once it actually published, it sounded like you couldn't hear the actual, when we were talking, that loud. So that was you know, and I'm using more than one piece of editing. I'm moving it back and forth into different places and everything like that. So, but yeah, that's what was one of the things I've been doing. I kind of have a little bit of experience in that kind of stuff due to the fact I did go to school, and I actually went to school for computer animation. I wanted to be an animator, and basically what happened was I was in my senior year, and we had something go on. I had to take some time off, and when I came back, I didn't know that they were doing away with my program. And they actually let me come back, and I was back for about 2 weeks. I'd already paid for the books and everything, and then that's when they told me that I wasn't going to have enough time to graduate. So I was basically kicked out of school. I tried to transfer, and anything where I went, they didn't want to give me very many credits for what I had already accumulated. So, alright, so we're at that time, and I can see we have one person, but it is the first live stream. So this is the big news. One, I told you about the box. We are creating a box where everywhere we go, we are picking stuff up, whether it be at the zoo, whether it be, you know, someplace else we go, at the Air Force Museum, stuff like that. Just little knickknacks and stuff like that. And we're going to put that in there, and we're going to do a drawing, and we're going to send that out. We haven't got to that point yet. Like I said, we haven't collected enough that I feel like, and what I believe Margie feels like, that is something we're ready to send out. And we were hoping that'd be something we'd do once a month, but we're going to have to see how long it takes just to fill a box up so that we can send it out and find out how often we can do that. The next thing that we got going on is we do live near, and I don't know if you heard of it, we live near Kings Island. So we're not that far away. I mean, it's not like it's around the corner. It's a couple hours away. But we are looking to getting some season passes. And if we get our season passes in October, they will start right away. We'll be able to go to like Halloween Haunts there in Kings Island and to Winterfest in Kings Island. So, and then it'll go all the way through 2020. And I think we're going to try and do something there at Kings Island. Oh, okay, no problem, RVing. Thanks. But, and then the next thing, which is the big thing, is the first week of August, I am going down to Walt Disney World. And like I said, my daughter works there, and I'm going to get to go into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge before it actually opens to the public. So when I go down there, I am going to create some videos, but when I go into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, I can't record, can't take any pictures. But I plan on, I'm going to tell about it, and why I'm down there, depending on what day it is that we go. I will probably actually try to do a live stream right there from Walt Disney World. It won't be anything that you see like certain people where they take you on a ride and everything like that. I think Heaven and I might find a table where maybe you can see the castle in the background, and we'll just sit down and maybe do about an hour live stream with everybody. So that's something I talked to her about. She said it was great. But I was just asked how long do I think I will be on. Let's see. We started. It should have been 5:30. I think we're gonna shoot for 6:30. If things pick up a little bit, maybe we'll go a little bit longer. So, but yeah, I got a message through Instagram. Got a message from Utley Family Adventures. So I don't know if you've ever heard of them. Basically, what was going on is our channel was kind of stalled. We were having a hard time getting subscriptions. We met Utley Family Adventures, and she started introducing us to other people. And since then, we've started growing and growing and growing. So ever since we met them, things have been great. And like I said, when we met Trix Young, RVing to Disney. So yeah, because of you guys, we've been growing. So and it's just every weekend we like getting out and going to do something different. And if it was something where we could get out and go to Disney World every week, we would do that. But unfortunately, we don't live that close. Would like to go to Disneyland sometime. Never been to Disneyland. So I've been to Walt Disney World quite a bunch of times. I went when I was a kid. Went when I was a teenager. 6 months after my wife and I were dating, I took her to Walt Disney World. So, and that kind of, and that, yeah, oh yeah, and that was kind of that's what kind of made the decision that, hey, we might be able to live together, because we actually went and didn't get angry with each other while we were at Walt Disney World. But yeah, I'm hoping having a live stream there at Disney Channel, or I'm sorry, at Walt Disney World will be awesome. I'm hoping for that. But that's what we're shooting for. I don't know what else. Let's see. But we're really looking forward to what is to come. I'm trying to think. I don't know. If you look through our videos, you might find out that I was adopted, and in April I found my biological family. That was one thing. I actually found out I have 2 half-brothers. Let's see. We went to Milan, Indiana, and this was one of the first videos we did like 2 years ago, and this video's got more views on it than anything. And we went down there, and Milan is the team that the movie Hoosiers was actually based on. So it was really neat to actually have a whole museum down there that's just on that team, and they have stuff from the movie. And then right next door, they have a 100-year-old barbershop that you can actually go into and look around. and that was something that was really neat. So another thing that we went, that it was a video I wish we would have done better. I was a little upset for where they sat us, because they kind of sat us off to the side. Margie and I went to Danville, Indiana, and we went to the Mayberry Cafe, which is an entire restaurant that is themed on the Andy Griffith Show. So I think one of my things is, when it comes to making videos, is like at the museums and everything, I try not to talk too loud, because I don't want to upset the other people that are around us, but yet I feel like I'm not talking loud enough for the video. So I'm trying to work more and more on that. And then there's times where I don't feel like the way I usually am is coming out, because there's a seriousness coming, because I'm thinking about, what am I recording next, how am I going to record it, and everything like that. So it kind of keeps me from being more animated. So that's one of the things I would want to do in the videos. I would want to be more animated in the videos. But I mean, I try and make sure I'm smiling. There's been times I haven't been smiling, and I've noticed that. And other than that, so far. But oh yeah, I have my Jungle Cruise t-shirt on. It's a little big. It was before my daughter gave it to me for Christmas, before I lost weight. So it's an extra large, so I basically swim inside of it. So, but that I think while we're down there, we'll be making 2 videos. I'm going to try and do 2 videos and then live stream while I'm down there. And I will talk about Galaxy's Edge, even though I can't take anybody in with me, or I can't record when I go in or take pictures. When I'll talk about what I've seen. I'll probably compare it to Disneyland's, because I've watched all the videos on Disneyland. It was something I was excited about. But the other thing, I mean, let's see, Disney movies here lately. I've seen Aladdin. I've seen what else? Oh, Toy Story 4. I have not seen the Lion King yet. I'm hoping to see it this weekend. So I've seen people who's post reviews for it, and I've tried to avoid them. And it's like, these are the people I'm supposed to be supporting. I want to go in, I want to give them a like, and I want to give them a comment, but I don't want to go in and end up getting some kind of spoiler before I even watch the movie. So I've tried to avoid that. I've met so many people, and I've tried to go in and give them a like and everything like that whenever I'm looking through YouTube videos. And there's so many people that I know I miss people, and I don't mean to. But yeah. So I was really hoping for more, but I'm happy you're here, so I really appreciate it. So we got Trix Young still with us. So, but is there anything you want to know, Trix? But yeah, so like I said, Disney World coming up here pretty soon. I'm going down. Season passes to Kings Island, so that'll be something. The bad thing about Kings Island is it's owned by Cedar Fair, and oh wow, yes, yeah, I've seen all of them. The one I didn't see right away that I just seen not too long ago was Dumbo. And a lot of people that I've talked to didn't seem to really care about Dumbo. They didn't think it was good. I liked it. And And yeah, I like Dumbo. I've heard some people say they didn't care for Aladdin. I liked it, and I told him, I said, I think one of the problems with that people don't are saying they don't like Aladdin is that character of the genie was wrote for Robin Williams. So for some people, it's probably a little hard for them to see somebody else take on that role. I thought Will Smith did a great job. I thought he did a great job as Genie. But the one thing that didn't happen, and this might be me, I don't know, you might have a different opinion, is I don't feel like the character, the Genie, stuck out as large as what it did in the animated version. I think Aladdin had he was more of the upfront and star compared to the animated, where it should have been Aladdin up front, but the Genie kind of stole the show. So, and then, like I said, I'm excited to watch The Lion King because I know Jon Favreau, who did the Jungle Book, is the one who's doing The Lion King. So I'm sure it's going to be awesome. So, and I can't wait to watch it, which I plan on doing sometime this weekend. So, I'm trying to think of other things to say. I didn't think it was going to be hard, but man, I got a lot of information kind of out there really quick. Let's see, maybe I can tell you a little bit about myself. Yes, Aladdin, I really thought Aladdin was good. I really did like it. I did have a lady today that I talked to about it. She said she didn't feel like it was Jafar was as scary or as dark as what he was in the animated cartoon, or the animated movie. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I came from a small town in Indiana. I did 20 years in the Indiana Army National Guard. I've served in Bosnia for a year. I served in Iraq for a year. So, I did go down for Hurricane Katrina. I was there for about 2 or 3 months down there helping, try and support locals around there, making sure they had stuff to eat and everything like that. I did a lot of stuff while I was there. I've been to several countries. So I've been to different parts of Europe. Okay. Alright. I mean, if you want to say if it was good, you could say it was good, or if you didn't like it, you didn't like it. That's fine. What I'm afraid of is actually somebody giving away something big. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm not nervous. I'm just running out of stuff to say. Like I said, put out a lot of information. Too quick. But, let's see. I met Margie working at a factory that we both worked at. Let's see. So we had our daughter, who's our oldest, and she's the one that works at Walt Disney World. And we had her in 1994. And then my other daughter, we didn't have her until 2000. So, but we've had a lot of stuff go on. We've gone a lot of places. We go to Florida a lot, not always to Walt Disney World. Margie's, her father is actually from the Bradenton, Sarasota area of Florida, but he's lived up here most of his life. Let's see, I've been doing car shows, and I think what I've been doing is when I do the car shows, it helps give me something. And the only bad thing about doing car shows is if I say it's a red 65 Ford Fairlane, that is all I know about the car. So a lot of times if you watch the car shows, it's music over the top of it, and it's just showing the cars. There's cars in there I really do like. I mean, I do know some stuff obviously about the engines, but I don't get into it. I was hoping, like, when I started doing car shows, that maybe I could actually talk to owners and actually get an idea of what they'd done to the car. But what's funny is when you do a car show, it's kind of hard to find the people that own the car. I mean, unless they're sitting right there. But that's one of the things we've enjoyed. We got a thing going on over in Greenville, Ohio, next weekend. So, and it's actually something that I might do 2 videos on. It's something neat. Sure. Yeah. See, my wife, like I said, I don't know if with me live streaming if she even be up here. One of the things that she gets nervous in front of the camera, and sometimes when we're like when we was at the Dayton Air Force Museum or when we're at the zoo, she kind of forgets about it and kind of comes out of her shell. So, but yeah, she's starting to come along a little bit better. She's talking and doing a lot of things. So, oh, speaking of Disney, I know a lot of people do the Disney pins. They collect the Disney pins. I have a pin that most people don't have, and there's only one way of getting this pin, and they only give one of these pins away, one a day, and you get that pin by being the veteran of the day at Magic Kingdom. So I got to be veteran of the day. It happened not too long after I got home from Iraq. We went to Disney World after I got home, and I got to help take the flag down that flies over Walt Disney World. March in a parade with the flag, had my picture taken with the flag. They gave me a certificate stating on that date I was veteran of the day, and had my picture taken with the flag. It's a big flag too. Had my picture taken with the flag. Now, speaking of the flag, what's funny is, of course, you know, they take the flag down like what they're supposed to, because you're not supposed to fly a flag at night without lights on it. But if you look down Main Street, there's American flags on all the buildings. And a lot of people wonder, how do they get away without having to take those down? Well, I've seen some, I don't remember if I seen it in a video or if I read it, but those flags, they either have one more stripe or one more star than what the original flag does. So they actually get away with leaving them up because they're not actually American flags, because they have that extra stripe or that star. So, but I found that kind of interesting. So, but I like doing videos on history. Obviously, I told you about going and do the Underground Railroad. We got more things planned with that, going the Underground Railroad. Another thing I plan on doing, which should be coming up here this next month, in Ohio, I think it's Mansfield, Ohio, they have what's called the Shawshank Trail. And they filmed a lot of the Shawshank Redemption there, and we plan to go there and kind of go to the different areas that they filmed Shawshank Redemption. So, I don't know how you feel about that movie. That's a movie I can sit down and watch over and over and over and over again. If it was on television right now and I was on here, I would be, no matter where it was, if it was at the beginning, if it was towards the end, just in the middle, I can sit down and just start watching that movie. It's just one of those movies I can watch over and over. It's kind of like Forrest Gump. I can watch Forrest Gump over and over and over again. But, so, let's see. I see some other live streams are actually starting right now. So, but, yeah, other than that, my youngest daughter, she is in school, and she is going to school for genealogy. So that's something good. She's actually going online. She's trying to go to a couple of places. She's trying to go to a couple of different places to go instead of having to stay at home. She wants to go actually get her college experience, and she's talking about either Ball State or Indiana State University. So, but that's one of the things she's hoping to do. I know that. So, she's I think she's doing good. So, my wife, she likes to cook. She really loves Disney. You hardly ever see her. If she's not wearing something Disney, she's wearing something Chicago Cubs. Like I said, once again, we're all. Here's the thing, we live closer to Cincinnati than we do Chicago. And what happened was, my dad's he's a Cincinnati Reds fan, and we were Cincinnati Reds fans growing up. And what happened was, when we got cable in the 80s, it wasn't so easy to find a Cincinnati Reds game, but in the summer, you could almost always find the Chicago Cubs on WGN during the day, because of course at that time Wrigley Field didn't have lights, so all their games were played during the day. So because of that, we went from being Cincinnati Reds fans to Chicago Cubs fans. And the only one who stayed a Cincinnati Reds fan was my dad. So, but he watches the Chicago Cubs because my mom, she's a fan of the Chicago Cubs. And but we have fun ribbing each other about it and stuff like that. And the place where I work is filled with more Cincinnati Reds fans, so they really give me a lot of heck about being a Chicago Cubs fan. But so let's see, what else can I tell you? Oh, so like I said, I did a video on finding my biological family. And what it was is, in Indiana, from a certain, when you go grocery shopping or the mall, right, that's, matter of fact, if you would have seen our last videos where we were at the Air Force Museum, I was actually wearing a Walt Disney World t-shirt. I actually was wearing a Walt Disney World tank top today when I went to work, and I only did that. I don't normally wear a shirt like a nice shirt to work. I do work in an area where I don't get dirty, but it was so hot today. That's the only tank top I had, so I wore that to work today. But back to so in Indiana, all adoptions were closed. So the only way I could actually find out who my biological parents were or anything like that was getting a lawyer. And my mom and dad, they kind of tried to help me, and they're like, we got to that point where we had found out we had to get a lawyer, and it was one of those things where this is just going to cost too much money. But in 2016, our governor, who's now our vice president, passed a law that would give adopted children a chance to find out who their biological families are. But you couldn't apply till July of 2018. Excuse me. So what they did was, they gave biological parents that still did not want to be found the chance to fill out a form that would keep adopted children from finding their biological parents. So I actually put in July, and they said it would take 12 to 16 weeks to get the information. So it took a little bit longer than that because they got so much stuff they got completely behind. And in April of this year, I got my letter stating who my biological mother was. Had the name and everything. It actually told me what my name was supposed to be. So I had a different name than what I do now. And what was funny was my wife figured after we got the name, it would take us at least 4 or 5 days to track her down. We found her phone number within 45 minutes after getting it. I called the phone number, and a man answered the phone, and I asked for her, and they asked me who this was, and I told them, and they said they needed more information, and that's when I told them her name, and I said, I believe she's my biological mother. And the person on the other end was kind of hostile. I could tell. And then when I said, I believe she's my biological mother, all of a sudden that hostility went away. And he says, well, I'm your half-brother, and I'm sorry to tell you that she passed away on December 1st. So, you know, it's sad I didn't get a chance to meet her. But what's funny is when I got a picture of her, all right, and this is what's funny. Where I live, where she lived, we are less than 50 miles apart. We were in the same county. So, I actually had bumped into her. She worked at a store in another town that I had gone to, and I'd been in that store, and when I seen that picture, I recognized her from that store. And what's kind of weird is it went through my mind at that time that maybe this was my mother. But one of the things you don't do is you just don't walk up to a stranger and say, I believe you might possibly be my biological mother, because I mean, what if it's not? So, but it was one of those times, and I had a strong feeling, and I just wish I would have been brave enough just to walk up and just out of nowhere and just said, I think you're my biological mother, and I would have got to actually know her. I'm learning about her through my half brothers. So, but she sounds like a wonderful woman. One of the funniest things was she wouldn't let either one of my half brothers join the military, and I ended up joining the Indiana National Guard and doing 20 years of service there. So, and then really started finding out things I didn't know that was actually hereditary. And I don't know if it's hereditary, if it's a coincidence. There's like some things that are really, it's really weird. But due to the fact that we have different fathers, there's going to be a little bit of stuff that's different between us. But it was really neat getting to know them. And I've actually hung out with one of them. The other one lives a ways away, and I haven't got to meet him yet. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know when it's going to happen. So, but so let's see. So I got through that. I almost did that whole entire video again. Some other things. See, I would sit here and go like through different things with Disney, but I'd hate to do that when there's so much other things we can do. If I had Margie here, we could actually be having some kind of a conversation. Oh yeah. But believe me, it was very surreal. It was. I never thought I would find, and then they told me who my biological father was, which I never in my mind thought I would ever know who my biological father was. never. I just figure it was something I was never gonna know. But and then I find out I have a biological aunt, and she only lived a couple of streets away from where I live. So, and I actually went and met her, and she was a real nice lady, and I believe she felt like she had to step up because that my biological mother had passed away. And the thing was one of my biggest fears was when I found them that it would be like, we don't want to have anything to do with you and everything, and it was nothing like that. They were completely open. When I talked to my biological mother's husband, he was like, I want you to know you were never forgotten about and you were always loved. So, and they had a landline. They had this landline for I don't know how many years, and they only kept it hoping that I would call. And that's the landline I called, and he asked me, is this the first time you ever called? And I'm like, this is it. This was the first time. I've never called this again. And what was funny is the first time I called, nobody answered. I actually got an answering machine, and on that answering machine is her voice. So I actually did get to hear her voice. But, and they were talking about getting rid of that line, because after she had passed away, they were getting so many calls, for for different people trying to sell stuff and everything like that. And what was funny was my half brother, he said, I don't return phone calls when I get them like this. He goes, but for some reason I returned this call. So he called me back. What it was when I got the answering machine, Margie, she said, just hang up, don't leave a message. She said, call back in half an hour. So that's what I done. And it wasn't 10 minutes later, the phone was ringing, and it was from that phone number. So it's the whole thing was really, it was really something. So let's see, I've got 9 minutes, and I'm probably going to tell this story more than once. So I haven't asked this question to a lot of people, but it is a question that I was meaning to ask when I was talking to somebody. Hey, how's it going, Alex? Nice to see you in here. Asking people if they've ever had a magical moment while they were at Walt Disney World, Disneyland, something like that. And we actually did have a magical moment. It was when my oldest daughter was very young. She was about 4 or 5. And we were at Walt Disney World, and during that day we were at the Magic Kingdom. And we had gone to, at that time, I don't think it still exists. We went to Ariel's grotto, and we met Ariel. And Ariel asked her what her name was, and she said, my name is Heaven. And Ariel was like, oh, that's such a pretty name and everything. And she made over Heaven and everything like that. And later on that night, we went to the Spectrum Magic Parade that they used to have. And during the parade, Ariel came around, and Heaven was just up, waving her hand, hi Ariel, hi Ariel, hi Ariel. And it happened to be the same girl that was at Ariel's grotto. She turned and she looked right at Heaven and said, hi Heaven, remembered her name. It was amazing. It's giving me chills right now, just thinking about it. So you're new, Alex. So this is my first live stream, Alex. This is the first time I've done a live stream. I'm glad you're in here. Just a little thing about the channel. Like I said, this is the first live stream. We're probably going to do one every Friday. We normally do videos where we go to different places that are around us. We live in Indiana. Some of the places that we've gone to was, like I mentioned, the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio. Uh, let's see, the World War Memorial in Indianapolis, Indiana. Uh, my niece, they found out that she has JM, juvenile myotosis. I think that's how you say it. And we went to Pittsburgh to walk for that. With that was a long drive. Yeah, we were there for a couple hours and then we drove right back. Let's see. We've been to Fort Wayne, to the Fort Wayne Children's Zoo, Columbus, Ohio. Oh, you live in Louisiana. Well, I was just talking about Louisiana. I was in the Indiana National Guard for 20 years. And I actually came down to Louisiana to help out after Hurricane Katrina. So I was down there and in Mississippi, in those two areas helping out after the hurricane had hit. So we actually did make it to New Orleans. And and we didn't really get into the area where it was really bad, but I did see, what is it, the Superdome? Is that what it's called down there? I'm not for sure. But we did see what it looked like. And it didn't look good. Oh, you're welcome. But yeah, it was an experience to go down there. But everything I ever did in the military was a complete experience. So I got to do things that I probably would have never done before. Oh, it is called the Superdome. That's what I thought it was. But alright, Trix. Alright, I hope to see you next time, Trix. Thanks for stopping in. So, yeah, Alex, so I got about 5 more minutes and then I'm gonna be done with the live stream. So do you have any questions since we got 5 minutes left? Being you're new, is there anything you want to know? So, but yeah, I'd love to come back down to Louisiana sometime in a different situation. So, I think there was why we were actually going from Mississippi to Louisiana. We're in the back of what kind of stuff do you, like I said, we go to museums, where there's some things I've been wanting to do. I can't do. I need to get a GoPro. And GoPros are very expensive. I've been looking at refurbished ones. There's like places in Indiana and Ohio where you can zip line. And I've been wanting to do that. On this live stream? This live stream was basically I had some important stuff to put out. One of the things was the different places we're going. We're collecting souvenirs and stuff like that. And after we get so much, we're going to put it in a box and then we're going to have a giveaway to somebody who watches. Another thing is where we live. We live near an amusement park called Kings Island. I don't know if you ever heard of it. They have a roller coaster called the Beast there. And it's the longest wooden roller coaster ever. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records. But we were going to get... Oh, okay. And so that was... We're talking about getting season passes. And starting to go to Kings Island there. And then another thing is my daughter works at Walt Disney World. So, what I'm getting ready to do is, since she's a cast member, she gets the chance to go into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge there at Walt Disney World early, and she gets to take one guest. Well, she's chosen me, so I'm going to fly down to Florida. I'm going to be there for a few days. I'm going to sleep on her couch, and we're going to go to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge together. I won't be able to make a video when I go in there because you can't record, you can't take pictures. But I will, while I'm down there, I plan on making a couple of videos, and I plan on trying to live stream while I'm down there. So I don't know if my live stream will happen on the day that I get there or the next day. So that's something I'm going to have to put out the closer it gets. So, but yeah, check out our video. Give me a subscribe and a thumbs up for this. Happy to have you come in, Alex. It's really good. Good to have somebody come in. Yeah, so we're ending up, and so far I think it was a good live stream we've done here, and hope to catch you on the next adventure.